Okay, right now we're going to go over to some bent over work, some rowing work, just to hit some of the muscles at the back here. Okay, so one of the basic ones is a bent over row, okay, a double arm row. So we're in that position and we just pull up towards our shoulders and we lower it back down. Pull up towards our shoulders and lower back down. Okay, and what we can do while we're here is then turn that into a reverse fly. So we turn these the other way out and then we just lift up like that and pull our shoulder blades together in the middle of the back. So into there, to there. So we look at that from the side. There's your bent over row and there's your reverse fly. Okay. If we stand up, another row that we do is an upright row. Okay, so we get in a good position, start with our weights down here, and we pull up towards our chin like that, thumbs towards the chin. So the elbows are lifting up high and wide. Okay, so working to there. Don't need to go too high with the elbows, just in line with the shoulders, working into there. Okay, if we want to go to a single arm, what we do is a bent over row in this position. So just on the chair, hand on, knee on. And what we do, nice and straight through the back. What I like to do is to start the movement from the shoulder, then pull in, drop out, and let the shoulder drop. So eventually that becomes a smooth movement, but the first movement is to pull the shoulder up and back, up and back, up and back. And the movement comes from the shoulder first. So we turn it around the other way, into there, shoulder movement first, and eventually that becomes smoother, and then we just get used to doing that kind of work. Okay? Right, next we're going to start working on the triceps a little bit. One of the basic exercises that we do is a tricep dip. Now, you can do this at different heights and it makes it more difficult. Obviously, if you want to start a little bit easier, you can go into your kitchen, get onto the work surface, maybe in the corner, and you can be that little bit higher, feet just in front, and you only have to work through that small motion. But normally what we do, we can use a chair, or we can even use something lower like the step. Okay, so if we're in the chair, in there, you can put your hands in a couple of positions. You can have them facing forward like that, and we can just drop down and work in there, keeping everything else fixed. Or if you want to turn your hands out a little bit more and hit it slightly differently, we can work in there like that. Okay, and the principle is exactly the same if we go that little bit lower onto the step, and we can work in there, and we can drop down and push, drop down and push. Okay, so that's a really basic tricep dip. A couple of things we can also do is a bent over extension. So again, similar position to one of the exercises we've done before, but now we're going to work out behind us like that. Okay, pushing away. Okay, so we push away, push the weight out behind us. And the last one we can do over our head. Okay, we can do it seated or we can do it standing up. And if we're doing it seated, in this position, support, and we're just pushing up towards the ceiling again and controlling back behind our heads. Okay, so we can do that with a single arm. If you want to go that little bit heavier, or if you want to do two arms, you can either go like that, or again, if you've got heavier and you've got a dumbbell or anything else like that, you can push it that way. Okay, and just control over your head. So that's 3 different exercises to hit the triceps. Okay, last of the specific upper body stuff, we're just going to do some tricep combinations and some chest combinations. You can play around with these, choose what you like out of them, but this is just a few things that you can do. Okay, so normally with the chest and the triceps we can do a little bit heavier weight, but for now we'll just stick with what we're doing. Okay, so a normal chest press would be to work in here, down and push back up. If we had a bar, we'd do straight up in that position, but sometimes with dumbbells we can make like a little triangle shape. Okay, out to in. What I like to do is add that rotation again like we did with the shoulders, so we can work in there. So that's just your chest press. Your fly is where we come out to the side, slight bend in the elbows, pull back into the middle, pull back into the middle. And also in this position we can have a little narrow press. Okay, so again what we did with the shoulders with a double single single, we can do that here. So if we start in this position, we can do a double, single, single, double, single, single, double, single, single. So that gives us some chest protocols and things that we can do. What we'll also do is some tricep ones. Now for this, what I would normally do is teach it with a longer bar, so we'd have 2 hands on the bar, but you can do it with little dumbbells. But for the example of the video, I'm just going to do it like this. Okay, so the tricep ones that we like to do as a little combination is a straight arm overhead. We control down to there and we pull up with a little bit of power, straight arm overhead and pull up. Once we've done a number of those, we can go into what we call a skull crusher. So we're working, elbows are fixed, just working from there, and then we can have a little narrow press in there as well. Now again, this isn't particularly heavy. If we do that with 2, straight arm into there, little skull crush, which if you want to turn that way you can do. And again, there's your narrow press from before, or your narrow press like that. So they're just tricep combinations and chest combinations to work these muscles and work through here. Okay, we're going to finish all these 20 exercise videos with some work for the middle, okay, for the abdominals, some core work. I'm going to use this just so it's nice and light and nice and easy to use. At work, we tend to use a Swiss ball for this first exercise, but we're just going to use this. But you can find anything, a cushion, even a balloon like we had for my daughter's birthday last week. So I'm going to use this, it's going to start between our feet, okay? We're going to lay back, and all we're going to do is a switch. So we're going to bring arms and feet up, switch it over, go behind our head, bring our arms and feet up, and switch it back over, okay? So we're working like that. So it's just a switch position all the time, okay? So that's the first one. Another one that we do, and it's quite a common one, is a Russian twist, okay? Well, there's a couple of variations of it. So we sit in this position, controlled in here, so everything's switched on and stabilised, and we just rotate to the side, okay? What you can do is you can do that, come back and get it, get there, come back and get it. You don't have to use this now, you can also use a weight or your bottle or whatever it is that you're using, okay? Variation on that, if you want to, is you can take the feet off the floor, then it becomes a little bit more difficult, or again, to make it more, you can almost row with it, okay? So your knees come up and your feet go out, okay? So we're working in there. You'll find that really starts to work everything around here, including your obliques. We did some plank variations earlier in the week, and what we can also do is a side stability exercise. I tend to go toes on top in the middle of the foot below, elbow down, and we can go up into there. We can also do it in this position, but I like to work through the elbow for now. And again, we can vary things there. We can take the arm up over the head. If we've got a little weight in our hands, we can reach through and we can rotate and pull like that. Another thing, we can take that leg up, okay? And we can just do some holds. If we want to move the legs, we can do, okay? And we can do that for both sides. And then that leaves me with one last little thing, and that's something we can do over a chair, which is an extension. What we seem to find is people seem to forget that the abs work from just on the bottom of the chest here into the pelvis there. So their movement is literally from there to there, okay? Anything where we're lifting up from there, we're using the hips and other muscles as well. So a lot of people seem to neglect going from outer range into neutral range or into inner range from there. So again, with our weight or with our ball, we can lean back over a chair, okay? And what we'll do now is control ourselves back into extension. So now we're leaning back a little bit, and then literally we just pull up. And we can pull up and across. And we can change hands. So we're going from extension into neutral. And again, if we want, we can do that 2 hands. If you want to leave that out altogether, we can do. And we can literally just work and come back into there. So working from out to inner range, okay? So that's 4 little core exercises to add on to all the upper limb and lower limb stuff that we've done. Hope you've enjoyed it. There's loads of different things there that you can try. You don't have to do everything. You don't have to add much weight. You can add a little bit, you can add a lot. Don't know whether you're experienced or not with training, but hopefully it's giving you a few ideas of things that you can do going forward while we're still in lockdown.